ever brought your magic to Walt Disney World like, hey, we came to play? Did you tip your tiara to a Creole princess or get goofy officially? Step up like a boss and save the day? Or see what life's like under the tree of life? Did you? If you could. Would you? When we come through, it's true magic. 'Cause we came to play. Bring the magic at Walt Disney World Resort.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a Realtor can help answer. Because Realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what Realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
See, every joint I'm a little close to the winning. Ain't nothing personal, I ate your verses for dinner. Flow like Sunday service, I'm urging folks to repentance. So emotional, MCs be like, I don't rap no more, I'm delivered. If you don't surrender, I end you in 50 bars or less. Then independently verify the main cause of death. See, I told you to never try me unless you're ready. 'Cause I'll swallow your finest point holding and pass machetes. Then start hacking into the black of your shepherd venom. I reprogram your vernacular so you has to tell them that Sa-Roc ain't no opponent to play with. I scratch and cut.
So I was reading up about you. You grew up in D.C. and you have this this theater background. What is it about? But you're not doing theater anymore. You're a hip hop artist. What is it about what you learned from theater that kind of helps you with what you do today?
Really, how to have a presence on stage and connecting with those in the audience who you want to relay your message to. During like the time when I was doing theater arts, we were learning how to use our voices and sing and dance and express with our bodies. So a lot of that, I incorporate in my music now and my stage presence now.
So when did you turn to, or what drew you to hip hop culture, but also rap music? Like what was that album, that song you heard that said, this is what I want to do?
It wasn't one album. I mean, I've always loved hip hop. I've always been a fan ever since watching Video Jukebox on our very limited cable. But the early albums that I love, that really woke me up, were the early artists. I would say was KRS-One and The Roots and Outkast. People with really bold points of view and kind of original points of view. But it wasn't, I've always been drawn from my beginnings. I've always been drawn to poetry and spoken word. So my parents always exposed us to the Last Poets and Nikki Giovanni and Maya Angelou. And so I've always have been exposed to the power of word and rhythm in that form. So I was doing that first. Mm-hmm. So I was writing. I wasn't doing any slams or open mics or anything like that, but I was writing poetry. And I ended up meeting my producer, Soul Messiah, and he was working on some other artists and had a studio and all that. So one day I put one of my poems to music and recorded it. And then being the ego-driven beings that we are, once I heard myself, I was like, this sounds kind of cool. So I kept doing it, and, the rest is the future.
On one of your new tracks, Hand of God, you spit, my mic is like my only highlight in my life. What was the purpose of writing for you when you first started out? But how have you developed that purpose, or how do you continue to develop that purpose?
Writing really is expression. It's freedom for me. All of the things that I wouldn't feel comfortable saying publicly, wouldn't feel comfortable expressing about myself verbally. When I began to write, those were the things that I would put in my words, put in my lyrics. And it is a sort of healing process. It is a catharsis in many ways, a refuge from, a world in which you sometimes feel muted or sometimes feel silenced. The microphone has become that. It used to be my little journal, but now the microphone has become that for me, a way to express a side of myself that I would normally feel comfortable expressing.
How do you choose what you share with us? I mean, I think on one of your songs you talk about, when you talk about how many albums you have out, but then you also, what blew me away is that you talked about how there's music out there that you've created that we have not heard yet, or you might even share with us. How do you choose what's public and what's not?
It's interesting. As an artist in the public sphere, you have to be very careful in what you expose to the world. It's important to maintain a sense of privacy. So sometimes when I go too deep, when I can't even, perform a song or record a song without feeling a gut punch or a gut blow or something, sometimes I'll let me keep that to myself. Or sometimes when I'm feeling extremely I'm wanting to purge, in those moments sometimes I'm like, okay, let's go with it, because people need to hear this side, this part of it. So it's really a balance, kind of maintaining that sense of privacy and keeping some of that for yourself, but also sharing, those parts that we hold dearest that often we don't see in this world, in this hip hop world, that we don't hear. So
when I wake up, no makeup, half naked, I feel like I'm the dish. Pardon my language, but hang-ups do not define the kid. No, I'm not flawless, I'm scarred up and I'm fine with it. My body are the laundry list of all of life's unkindnesses.
What really stands out to me is that you exude this huge amount of confidence on the microphone and about yourself. And it's in the beginning lyrics of Forever, when I wake up, no makeup, half naked, I feel like I'm the shit. It's just like, all right, this is a person that's truly empowering herself, truly confident about what she does. Where does this confidence come from? I mean, what was that one moment that kind of maybe you were lacking confidence and you wrote something or you heard something and that just kind of changed your mindset?
What's funny? I mean, I feel like there's ebbs and flows with that. For me, I'm naturally a very reserved person, very timid, if you will. I've been that my whole life. But there's a sense of power that comes with taking ownership of your voice and what you present to the world. And in becoming an MC, I was able to do that in a way that I never was before. So there wasn't one pivotal moment. It was more a lifelong journey and it's still continuing, a lifelong journey to just discovering that what I have to say is valuable and worth being heard. Whether someone accepts it or not, that's fine. But understanding that, coming to that understanding. And that's just really what I try to just relay to whoever's listening. You are worth it. You are worthy. Your presence is necessary. Everybody might not receive that or might not accept that, but knowing that is the first step.
You are 10 albums in, 10 plus albums in. And you do something interesting, I think, that stood out to me on Hand of God, is that you say, now allow me to reintroduce myself. Why that reset? Why do you need to reintroduce yourself to us, to your fans?
Because most of the albums that I've done, my fan base that I've grown, my supporter group over the years, it's a small sect of the population. So with this album that Hand of God is going to be released on, it's going to be released through a label. I'm going to have more visibility, more of a presence. So I am, in a sense, introducing myself or reintroducing myself to the world as an artist. It feels interesting, especially when you've been performing for as long as I have, and I've been doing this for as long as I have, but that they're like, I'm like, damn, y'all still don't know about me? But, we're constantly having to, reintroduce, constantly having to reemerge, if you will.
You talked about when you first signed with Rhymesayers, you kind of talked about how being a part of a label is now going to let you do like the themes you want to do. The themes you want to do in terms of your music. What is it about signing to a label or even signing to Rhymesayers that kind of allows you that freedom now to explore themes that you might have not been able to explore before in your music?
I would say that I was exploring everything I needed to. I wanted to explore before I signed with the label. I think now I have more support in terms of exposure, and then just kind of corralling all of my thoughts and my goals, into a more focused trajectory. Because before I was like, oh yeah, I want to put out an album, let's do it next week. And so, not thinking about, okay, is this the best time to release, did we campaign enough, like all these things. So like all of these things that we didn't really pay attention to before, or we didn't really put much stock into, we were just kind of releasing music. We're now having support from, a company, a label that's been doing this for 20 plus years, 25 years coming up, and that understand how to market authenticity. That sounds like a contrast, marketability and authenticity, but they understand that with their artists, because every single artist on that label does their own thing, and it's just unique, and it kind of was like a perfect fit. We're
in Brooklyn, New York. This is maybe why people are hearing a sound check right now. You're on tour with Rapsody.
Yes.
What is one of your favorite things about just the live show, the live performance, that you constantly learn from, you get out of every time you do it?
Connecting. I think there's listening to music on an album at home, like in your car or in your room or whatever, and being able to have the music resonate with you. And there's another thing when there is the artist, the writer, speaking those words to you, making eye contact, speaking one-on-one, and then there's an energy that's created there, a space that's created there. For a moment, you and the audience are holding space and creating a new environment and a new vibe and a reinvention of the song that they've heard for, 2-3 times before. So that's really, for me, like that's an amazing feeling to build upon what I've already created. And then just having like meeting and just absorbing that energy and reflecting that energy that people who support me or newer people who are just discovering my music, that feeling is really like no other, and it's really inspiring. It encourages me to continue to make music and want to perform, and it's a way that I can express again with my body that I normally don't express in real life. I'm very, I hold all that energy in, but when I'm on stage, I'm letting out all kinds of stuff, all kinds of junk,
You posted on your Instagram page kind of a video montage of some highlights from, I think, the Philly show of you, like a meet and greet, or you talking to fans. Were there some highlights of conversations that you had that, that you took away, you had a learning experience from that you didn't know before about how your music touched fans?
A lot of people really, really felt Forever. Like, that was the major takeaway from Philly. Like, Forever is one of those things where I decided to delve deeper and share something with the world that was very personal to me, and it has resonated so deeply with many people, and they share that with me, and they express that to me when they, I was in a really rough time, and I listened to Forever every single day to get me through this experience. One person told me that his wife passed away, and that is what helped him to get through, that tragedy. So like, those are the moments that, those affirmative moments that let you know you're on the right path.
What's the importance of, I think, this tour for you and this tour for Rapsody in terms of what you guys are trying to accomplish with it? Was there, when you were first, or when you first embarked on this adventure, what did you want to get out of it, and what do you want it to bring to everyone?
Really, I wanted to, again, reiterate the fact that there are women out here who really spit, have something to say, and there's a point of view that hasn't really been explored, that needs to have more light, more visibility, and especially with, this era of, Black women in many different spheres of the world, demanding to be seen, demanding to have a seat at the table, demanding that the world recognize our value. It's important that this tour, A Black Woman Created This, that features 3 incredible women, sharing their work with the world, really kind of reiterate that message that Black women have been at the forefront of so much powerful transition, resistances and revolutions, and shifting culture, and we're going to show you that in all of these cities. We're going to show you that, and hopefully lead the way for more of that, expansion and growth, and more of that message to be heard.
You've obviously you've done a lot of writing. You've done a lot of great music. Is there a kind of a lyric that you've written that still, I know there's a lot of them, and I don't expect you to remember every of them, but is there like a lyric that kind of written that you still kind of blows you away to this day, that you wrote that, or or that you've shared with someone or shared with us, that you're still kind of like pretty amazed that you've done?
Really, I mean, it's not even really that deep, but it's so, it means so much to me. When I say I'm forever, never claim to be perfect. That's an impossible dream. I'm just saying that I'm worth it. That's the responsible thing. Spent half my life trying to find my light from outside sources, while the only voice that mattered came from me. Yeah. So yeah, that for me was it kind of was a summation of that journey that I talked about earlier, trying to find that self-love and that self-worth and that confidence, to even be bold enough to step on stage in front of anyone.
So what's next for you after this? What's next after the tour?
We're going to be home for 6 days, and then we're right back on tour in Europe for a Mother Tongue tour. We're doing Germany, Switzerland, France, all that. And then we're releasing the album at some point this year.
Thank you so much for being in the library with Tim Einenkel. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me.
When I wake up, no makeup, half naked, I feel like I'm the dish. Pardon my language, but hang-ups do not define the kid. No, I'm not flawless, I'm scarred up and I'm fine with it. My body are the laundry list of all of life's unkindnesses, but I still sip tea and chant om and live free, cause hardships and heartbreaks turn to rap epiphanies. And mom told me stay woke, cause all gold ain't glistening. Choose your words wisely, cause the all-knowing's listening. But no worries, I'm Gucci, my thighs are little juicy, my dialogue, little awkward, my idols still move me. My life is a movie like Raheem and Mookie. I'm just trying to do the right thing, hope that it improves me. My bamboos are custom to me, you'll be soon accustomed to me. This tomorrow I got royal hemoglobin coursing through me, and my strength is now inhuman. I get that straight from my own. Signed in silver mouth the grill of yours and truly.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever, cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you are.
I ain't get here overnight. I was in that mirror like 4 or 5 times a week on my Malibis, reciting affirmations like holy rites, and I still don't know everything. But I guess confessions from 8x11s and studio sessions seem like it's only right. And trust me, this my therapy. Off your couch, finna murk all these Murphy types, funny styling me. Shut your mouth, touch me, I'm slaughtering crews, squads, goons, teams. The queen is coming to rule your region, coming for all of your asses plus your house. I ain't always have it in me, no tolerance for pretending. I was 14 years old, forcing pills down my throat, so my baby fat diminished. Still got these scars from cutting my wrist when I thought the life was finished. Now they remind me what my lows look like. Now I know the sky's the limit. Okay, never claim to be perfect, that's an impossible dream. I'm just saying that I'm worth it, that's the responsible thing. Spend half my life trying to find my life from outside sources. Why the only voice that mattered came from me.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way
When
you
rock
are.
go in, she too aggressive, that's too masculine. And her content a little too obsessive, just relax a bit. She say she got that's narcissistic, just the facts of it. Nah, I don't really F with female rappers, that's just sacrilege. Glad I learned early not to internalize every ink up. Daddy told me with every opinion there comes a sphincter. And they would rather she them thoughts than popularize a thinker. Why them lying archetypes is chasing cat, I'm trying to sphinx her. Rap barrel, skin caramello, apparel, mainly vintage. Meryl composer, warrior, so every verse became a vengeance. Went through too much hair to not be fine, but they still feigning ignorance. So now I came to click my just do with remaining interest. Baby, I'm a star without the flash frame of Fenty. Came out the doctored up the entire game upon my entry. Kept it 100, messed around and gained another century in this. Now I'm aiming to pop off till my mental chamber's empty. I'm unbothered, your standards is irrelevant. I might F around and rock a body, all this for the hell of it. They've been trying to martyr me for ages cause my melanin. So now I'm soaking UV rays with shaking slathered on my adamant. My dude, I'm magic, my game is goddess, my mood is savage, that's gang is Connie's my move and mountains, my range astonishing, dangerous sonnets like rain and comets they blazing. Trails through planets all hell is kind of amazing. That's right, we'll call it self-love. Discovered I was dope and indulged like upscale drugs. And you could call me arrogant and that's gonna help love. But if you trying to knock me down, your demolitions fell, bruh, fell, bruh, fell, bruh, fell.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you are.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, picturing yourself moving in and calling it home, and quite another navigating the world of price negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. An agent who's a Realtor can make understanding that world easier. Realtors have the expertise, access to proprietary data, and tools to help you get from imagining living somewhere to actually doing it. That's the kind of help we can provide. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hey, it's Mark Goodman.
And I'm Alan Light.
On today's podcast, Record Store Day founder Carrie Colleton is joining us to discuss the April 20th RSD special releases.
Plus, we'll talk live with our audience, the Sound Up Pod Squad, and find out who still listens to vinyl. And some updates from the Beatles universe.
Oh, good. Sound Up with Mark Goodman and Alan Light, the only music podcast that matters. Get it on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.